My name is Louisa Roque. I am the area director for Greater Los Angeles and Central Coast chapter for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I lost a friend in 2004, which was about 2 weeks prior to transitioning off to college. I did not want to talk about it at all, but I wish that I would have known what I do now. I didn't know who to reach out to. I didn't know if I could reach out, if I wanted to reach out, if I was brave enough to reach out. And suicide was so stigmatized at the time that I didn't even know if I could call the loss of my friend a suicide. And since I was heading off to college just in 2 weeks, I didn't want the loss of my friend to be part of my identity while meeting new people. And I just wasn't even sure how to articulate it or for that really to kind of be the first thing that came off of my tongue, even though I was still really in the beginning stages of that grief. So I think I suppressed it a lot more than I even realized in those first initial years. After college, I was volunteering with an organization working with foster youth, and you build relationships with them. And many of them had experienced trauma in their life. They had suicidal ideations, attempts, and it just really kind of triggered my loss as well. And it brought back a lot of trauma. And it really wasn't until finding AFSP that I just started to become more surrounded by a community of people who had a very similar experience in life, whether or not it was the same type of loss or the exact same story, because we all have our own stories. It just felt good to be surrounded by people who had experienced something that I did as well that was so hard on me that it just, I wanted to talk about it more. I was also hearing modeling of other people sharing their stories. And so then that inspired me to talk about it. The more that you're in this world, the more that you really can accept it, the more that you can start to digest it more and really start to focus on how to message it. The first time that I really went publicly with my story was in my TED Talk, and just to be able to get the words out and articulate them the way that I had wanted to, I was really thankful for. Talking about it really made me acknowledge how much it affected me and and really start to process it, that even without a formalized setting of necessarily therapy or talking about it with a loved one or a friend, I was really talking about it almost with myself, like just digesting those pieces and looking back almost as if I was outside of myself, understanding how it was affecting me in my day to day. Even though I lost my friend in 2004, she's still with me. Every person that we lose is still a part of us throughout life. And so now I feel like I'm actually having her walk those stages with me and being a part of those different phases of life or those different experiences in life, while also introducing her to new people by sharing my story. And I just really appreciate that I've now become adjusted and comfortable with doing so. So I'm appreciative of the entire process, but realizing that grief happens in stages. I would have not been able to do that and feel about it this way right after my loss.